Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Billiam, and welcome back to Building 101. This episode, I'm going to teach you guys how to do some roofs. I've talked pretty extensively in the past about this roofing tutorial by Fwhip that I really like. So behind me, I've got something set up very similar to that. And then over here, I've got a little house design shape that we're going to put some roof on so that I can show you some of the commonly encountered issues, and we can maybe try to fix those. So essentially, this front row is just the basic, like the most basic roof design you could have for each of these things, and then behind them are a couple of variations that I think work fairly well. So obviously, you know, you've just got your basic stair design. I don't really like how this one looks, if I'm 100% honest. I don't like the like very jagged nature of it, so I much prefer to use this one, which I think looks much better in the grand scheme of things. But I also like this one. It's still kind of got that jagged nature, but it also has this sort of thing. If I use it, I typically just put it on the corners because it sort of makes it feel more built. Or you can do like this, where you've got like this sort of a thing going on each of the parts of the roof, and it will just extend out. And I'll show you on this house how we can use these sort of roof designs to our advantage. So if I tend to have a really long flat wall, which I try not to almost 100% of the time, but if I absolutely have to have a long flat wall, I'll do my roof like this. And you can do any of the other roof designs that I'm going to show. They'll all work the same way for this, but I figured this would be one of the better options. So you've got this, and then if we just go all the way along here, and quick thing, if you've got a wall that like intersects, I try just to do as much of the roof as I can that'll match up with that area, and then we can take this, and you can do the stair thing that I was mentioning earlier, or because I think this house sits a little bit lower, I'm gonna do slabs on every other block. And look, it just fit perfectly, and I really like the way that looks. It breaks up the wall a little bit, which is really nice. So there is that roof design. Now we've got the tower roof designs, and instead of like more difficult roof designs, what I've done is shown how this one roof design can scale up. So basically what I do is I've got a like slab like full block thing going on here, all the way around, and then you fill in, excuse me, I had to sneeze, you fill in with full blocks behind that, and then 2 stairs with a full block in between, and then a stair on top, and you just do that all the way up. And if you can see, this is literally the same thing. So on this one, a little bit different. I forgot to do this, but I always do. I put the slabs on the corners, so you've got the stair or slab full block, 2 slabs thing going on, right? Blocks, then a block on the center with stairs on the sides, stair, all the full blocks, stairs with a full block in between. It's literally the same thing, just scaled up. If you want, you can also put trapdoors on each of these full blocks, which can always look nice. In my opinion, I think it really works the best with these larger designs like these two, but you know, I will mention that the bigger it gets, the more complicated the design gets. Just a little bit, right? You've got to figure out what to do in the blocks in between all the blocks, and what I do And basically what I'm saying is that like when you do your first layer, like you've got on this one, you end up having this block in between. You end up having a block in between because these don't match up properly. So what I do is I just fill it in and put a slab on top of those blocks like that, and it turns out really nice, and then you literally end up having this design. So yeah, these are the tower roof designs, and I've got a little baby tower just to show you what I mean in case I didn't really explain anything super well. So in case you couldn't tell what I meant, basically we've got these slabs going like this all the way around, and they match up like this, and you've basically got like the slab roof design that I'm going to show you in just a minute. And then you take full blocks like this, and you fill in that entire circle. You put them on each of these, and you'll have a square in, or you'll have stairs on either side of them. Put a stair on top of each of the full blocks, and then your little pole thing that sticks out. I tend to make it longer depending on how long the roof is or how tall the roof is. And then the best, but not the last thing, the best thing is the trapdoors that tend to make it look a little bit better. They definitely work more on the bigger roof designs because they're more prominent, but you know, now the next roof design that I have, I'm not actually going to use in this build, but the next roof design that I've got is the classic like medieval roof sort of style. And basically the way you do this is just stair, upside down stair with a full block on top, stair, upside down stair, full block, stair, upside down stair, full block, as tall as you want to go. So it's literally this, but instead of putting a stair on top of the upside down stair, you put a block and then you do the pattern again. Now, the reason, the only variation really that I could think of other than, I guess that one, is this, which is basically like if you've ever seen pictures of medieval roofs on the internet, a lot of them will like sort of go out farther. I mean, I guess we could even do like that, so it would go out even farther. And I'm not really a fan of this. I guess if I did it in the right circumstance, it could work, but like specifically for the size of builds that I do, this roof does not really work. But it's basically the same thing, but on top of the full block. So you know, you've got your stair, upside down stair, full block. On the side of the full block, you put another upside down stair, and then you do your stairs. So every time you go up, it also goes out just a little bit. The only other variation I could think of besides that one is this one, where you do it however many times and then you go to the normal roof design like that one. And I think this one works just because, you know, it's like a little curved, and I like using this sort of roof design for barns a lot. I think it looks really nice for barns, though typically I would do it on a little bit wider wall, and not this one. The last roof design that I've got is the slab roof, and I've talked a little bit about this in regards to that, but basically, you know, you just got your slabs, and this is done exactly like that. And then we've got some variations, right? So you can just mix in as many stairs in as many places as you want, and it'll give it varying degrees of curvedness. So, you know, you've got mostly slabs is pretty curved. Mostly full blocks is very slightly, or mostly full stairs is very slightly curved. And this is an example of like mixing in, right? So it's sort of stair, full block, slab, full block, stair, slabs. So I think this is probably the most creative roof design because you can really mix in blocks as much or as little as you want, and it'll work really well. And what I tend to use these for, unless it's like a barn thing, because I really like this design for barns, along with that one. Unless it's like a barn, like if I'm doing it on like a normal house, I'll do it on like sections that are wider than most of the roof. So like you see, this was 5 long, but this is 7 long. And so what I'll do is I'll make a section of it that it will basically meet up with slabs to end up being as tall as the roof, the rest of the roof section. I just realized I made a mistake. This is 6 blocks and not 7. Like as you can see, they are the same height, and that just makes it so the roof matches up with itself a little bit better. That's like probably the most common roofing problem that I run into, is where you literally don't have enough to keep going. So I think we are equipped with the tools to finish the rest of the roof for this. And so what I'm gonna do is, on this side, we're gonna have the exact same thing we did over there, where it meets up with the wall. And then most of this we can just fill in. I do want to talk really quickly about adding dormers, but I will do most of this first. Now this is a common thing that I run into, which is where you've got like sections that stick out, especially if you do the thing that I said in the first Building 101 video, where basically you start with a box and just add sections that like stick out, and that gives you an interesting shape for your roof. For me, when I do that, I do run into things like this fairly frequently. And what I do is I like have them just meet up in some sort of semi-organic way, and then you can sort of go like that, or do something that makes them match up a little bit better, I think. But I think that looks pretty good, and it'll match up with the roof like that in pretty much every circumstance. The only problem is when you get to sections like this. I just fill it in and it'll be fine. It looks good, and that's all that really matters, right? Now I did do this wrong. Let's see. We need to have slabs, and meeting up slabs with stairs or full blocks also can look really good. So that's why I like mixing in these slab and stair roofs together, and then stairs going into full blocks can also look good. And you see, it looks like there's nothing wrong with that. It looks like those roofs were made to go together. Here's a slight problem also, and what I'll do. So basically, you've got where each of these roofs meet up now, right? So these come out, and then it would just go like that. But you've got this empty block, and there's a couple of things you could do. You could just put full blocks there, which will look fine. Or what I'm gonna do is, oh wait, nope, I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, I'm just gonna put the full blocks. The other option is that if this is on the bottom half of a block, so if this was here, you could do like this, like that, and that'll be a more gradual step up to the roof. But overall, I think our roof for this house looks nice. Now this part is a little bland, and so what I'm gonna do is add a dormer, which is basically just like a roof window. And the way I tend to do this is just find a place to cut out that you think would make a good spot for a dormer, and then I literally use any of the roof designs that I've just shown you in the video, and I'll put them in the in the roof of this build. So we could do like the normal stair one, and that'll actually look good because it'll match up perfectly with the top part of the roof here. So let's add a second dormer, and then I take full glass blocks and I go on the inside and fill just right behind there with the full glass blocks. And if we go back out, we'll see that that looks pretty good. Typically I would space them out more. I think I did these kind of too far towards the center, but I think it's okay. I think overall it looks pretty good. It breaks up the roof a little bit, but I think that makes this video done. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to leave a like or subscribe, because I'm gonna start doing a lot more of these building 101 videos, the building tips that are really gonna help out, I think, most people. Even if you are an experienced builder, there's probably something you could learn to change something up about the way you build at all. So my name has been Billiam, and I will see you all next time. Bye guys.